Hey gang, and welcome back. In the last video we talked about the mantras and the visualization of Tonglen. In this video we'll talk about how to end the session by dedicating it, and we'll also talk about how to progress within the meditation through different beings. So once you've finished the practice, you'll just want to say some sort of dedication. So it's called dedicating the merit in Tibetan. And the idea is you just say that, all of the meditation or all of the practice you just did may be beneficial not only to you, but to a lot of other people. So you can formulate that however you want. But once you've finished the meditation, just in your mind say something like, may that practice benefit me and benefit all beings. Something like that. Make it your own. So the other thing I'll say is that during the practice, generally, one doesn't just stick with one person. One does Tonglen for many people. Now if you're doing this throughout your day, just randomly, you might not progress. But if you're do one, then the other one there. But if you're doing it as part of a daily routine, you might want to do a progression. So I'll just walk through how to do that. Generally, you want to start with yourself. Now, I'll just say as a general note of caution, if any of these sort of suggestions of progression seem too hard for you, just skip them. Come back to them when they seem fresh and light. But generally, you want to start with yourself. So, breathe in the suffering of your own life and its causes, let it dissolve, and then breathe out happiness for yourself and its causes. And just do that for a while. Everything that's been bugging you, everything deep-seated, everything you know about, everything you don't know about, just everything that causes trouble for you. Just breathe it in, let it dissolve, and breathe out the replacement. Happiness, everything you want, everything you don't know you want. Just deep smiles, happiness, peace, love. Yeah, breathe that out for yourself. And then visualize yourself just getting happier and happier and suffering less and less. Then you generally want to transition to someone whom you know well and love. So this could be a family member or a great friend. So just do it for them for a while. Then generally you want to transition to someone you don't know well. A lot of times these are people who work in service jobs, whom you don't think about very much, like your local grocery store clerk or someone you saw unpacking boxes. But those are just brief suggestions. I would say strangers is really just anybody. You can pick anybody with whom generally it's best to pick someone with whom you interact a good amount, but don't really think about too much. From there, if you've done that for a while, you can pick someone difficult. As I said in the last video, you can pick someone probably who's a little bit difficult, or someone who's just difficult sometimes. As you do this more and more, you can pick more and more difficult people and try to practice with them. But I would exercise a lot of caution. Start small. Do this practice, and don't force anything. If you really don't like somebody and you don't want to wish them well, don't do it. Wait until that unfolds naturally. Finally, once you've worked with somebody who's pretty difficult, then you can just picture all beings everywhere and picture all of the suffering of everybody coming out of them, and happiness and love coming over all of their lives in all of the different ways. And you can include yourself there. So just wishing all the suffering in the whole universe dissolving into your white heart, and happiness overcoming all of those beings. So that's the dedication. That's how to progress. Final note I'll say is that if you're new to this, which most of you probably are, you can also in a session just start with one person. So what I just outlined was maybe what you might do in a session once you've gotten going for a while. You might do one, then another for a few minutes each. But if you're just new to it, maybe just start with yourself and just do that for a few minutes, and then you're done. Or pick someone you love and do that for a few minutes, and then you're done. And you can, eventually scale up to doing a lot of different people. So that's Tonglen. That's how to practice. I generally do Tonglen for 15 minutes in the morning, but you can do it for whatever you want. And then I also do it throughout the day. So when I just meet somebody or see somebody and I'm not doing something else, I just wish them well and wish them freedom from suffering. Just flash the exercise for a few seconds. But I would encourage you to make it your own. Start small, do it for a minute or two in the mornings or a minute or two during the day, see if it works for you. And then if you start to like it more, just naturally let it unfold to be a longer session. Don't try to force it. So, in the last video in the series, I'll be doing a Tonglen guided meditation. So it will just be me speaking, and you can sit down and listen to it and follow the instructions and do a real-time Tonglen session. So thanks for joining me, and yeah, may this practice benefit you. Peace.